Hey, what's going on, Freedomers? All right, so as I reflect on my life, um, and I know it based on my astrology chart, a job, it is because of my Chiron and Virgo, a job isn't for everybody. And I realized this at a young age, and uh, as I reflect on every time I got a job, some shit was going down. I was depressed, and it was some good money. And let me say good money. It was okay money for the person that I was at that time and the age that I was. So it was better than being broke. Like when I got my first job at my mom's hospital, it was okay. It was better than being broke. It was something to do. A job was always just something to do for me. It was never oh wow, look at that difference. It was something to do. It wasn't like something that was leading me to my destiny in the sense of saying like it was something I could leverage, right? And one of the reasons why I got to master entrepreneurship because I don't have no other option, right? Um, for me. And you know, as I live my life, I said I could when I tried to get a job, it always depressed me, made me feel away. Um, and I got to become a better performance person because I don't have better options. Like, let me be clear with you and transparent, right? When, um, when I was in New York, um, uh, even when from my parents' house to when especially after and before I quit my job at Target, um, uh, after and before I quit my job at Target, it was always a struggle for me to get a job. Like for me personally, both of my brothers got a job on their own, and I did as well one time, but it was never really worth anything. Like in other words, I would easily I'll never forget for the first time I ever made my paycheck online was at Fridays, and I actually meant to write that down. It just put it to me. The first time I ever made my paycheck online was at Friday. This is to tell you how bad the job was. The job only paid me like let's say $100 for 150 bucks, and I made that in a session. And I was like, "Yo, what the fuck I'm doing here? Yo, I made this in 1 hour." And like yesterday, for instance, yesterday I made somebody's whole 2 week salary, and I had to say, "Whoa, what the fuck?" Like, I had to, I was kind of depressed because I was like, I want more and blah blah blah. Like you're happy in the moment, but you're like slightly depressed because you want more, right? And like I think it was Ed Milet says blissful dissatisfaction, right? And and it also showed me money doesn't satisfy you, but it's good though. I love money. Money appreciates me. It comes my way easily, frequently, in all types of ways. But um, I had to understand, like, yo, um, I had to understand, yo, uh, I couldn't be an employee. Like when I quit my job at Target to come down to where I'm at now, Atlanta, and I didn't work out, um, which is the top of the time, I couldn't get a job, right? And my father wouldn't allow me just to get any piss pole job, meaning washing dishes. He wanted me to get like a Best Buy or similar to what he got me at Target, and that was hard to find, right? Um, and as I sit with my life and who I am as a man, I said, yo, I gotta like push myself harder. I gotta make this work because even in my current situation, in today, 2019, June 3rd, July 3rd, 2019, um, uh, uh, July July 3rd, 2019. If I were to get a job today, I would have to pay for it with my business. And it's been that way for me for about 2-3 years now. Where when I was working at Fridays, the first job that I ever got on my own, my paycheck only paid enough, literally, for a little bit of food, a little bit, like, and sometimes not even that. It paid just enough for me to get back and forth to work. Not enough to wash my clothes. Not enough. Not even when I say wash my clothes. Let's say if my parents didn't have a washer downstairs, I couldn't do that. Okay. Let me put it like this: not enough to buy new clothes. Like, not even enough for work. Not enough to buy new shirts for work, buy new sneakers, nothing. I think even at the time with my mom, when I was working there, my mom had to buy me new sneakers because I couldn't afford it, or I was investing in my business or whatever. And I couldn't afford. I remember, like, I made way over 50, and I said, yo, I made that earlier this week, so my paycheck was like extra. So even then, like, it didn't make sense, because I was like, yo, what am I doing here? And I'm barely eating. You know, and thank God I worked there. And this is why I regretted working anywhere else, because when you work in the kitchen, you can eat for free. So, or most nights, you can eat for free. So, when I wasn't working in the kitchen, it was hard. Like, I'll never forget it. When I first moved out to on February 14th, around 2016, it was 2017, 2016, excuse me. When I moved out around that time, I was working at Target. So, I'll never forget, as soon as I left, this is how you know a job never worked out for me. As soon as I left the comfort of my parents' household, vicinity, meaning I lived down the block from the job. As soon as I left there, all struggle came forward. So that means I'll never forget walking 2 miles in the snow. This is the first time I've ever done this. Anywhere. Walking 2 miles to get to work. Meaning an hour or 2 hours. If I couldn't get on the train. Because I didn't have the courage at the time, and I think there were cops by the train station. So, the fact that, I had to walk 2 hours to get to a job spoke loud enough to me. What the fuck am I doing at this job? And it never made sense, because the jobs pay, at me being 24, there ain't many jobs you gonna get with no college degree, no trade. At 24, there ain't much jobs outside of, like, shit like this. Like, if you see it down there as I'm walking by it, there ain't much besides this little pizza, what's it called, Papa John's, you gonna get. Up north, if you can't drive, you pretty much ass the fuck out, with Papa John's. Unless you getting a little shit like this Papa John's shit down here, you ain't doing shit. That's what that is retail. You ain't getting shit. So, for me, a job never paid me enough. A job never paid me to get my survival. And like I said, yesterday when I made $500 online, I made somebody's 2-week salary. And I'll never forget it. When I was, again, I get this blissful, nah, I don't do that. I'm actually do called Bitcoin in the near future, or cryptocurrency. Anyway, uh, yeah, that's cool, but I rather I probably would do crypto in the near future. But but yeah, but even speaking with crypto, like that's a whole different monster. Like, man, you get on that shit right now, bro. You shit. 20 years from now, oh my fucking god. Woo! Yo, that because I heard from watching this video on London Real, he was like, crypto is non-taxable. So if you have the discipline to hold your money in 10, 20 years, even right now, that's multi-millions, if you pull it out. But back to what I'm saying about, but that still wouldn't solve my problem today because I had to pull it out so I can make bread. But anyway, a job is not for everyone. You feel what I'm saying? Because every time I got a job, I was barely making ends meet. Okay. I was barely making ends meet. So I never understood having a job when I was starving to get to the job. You feel what I'm saying? I never understood having a job and and I never understood having a job and you barely making enough to survive. And I mean survive. I'm not talking about like live. I'm talking about survive. Eating oodles and noodles. You feel what I'm saying? Like I'll never forget, like, yo, starving at Target, bro. And I'll never forget stealing from the cash registers to take food home. All type of shit. And I'll never forget being just in this type of time, pitch black outside, walking home, starving. I'll never forget walking home, going to the fridge, being in a in a bedroom with 4 people, sharing the same room with dudes, doing dudes, and what the fuck is this shit called? And not even having food in the fridge for me, or not having nothing at all, So again, even the job my dad got me, it was some sort of a distraction because it paid the rent, but that's all it paid. If I got enough hours, and the boys next to me who came by the time was delivering food, and because I was stuck on this online thing, I was at debacle because I was like, yo, I really want to build my online business. And it was super fascinating to, cause I made my first sale online from an affiliate marketing company called, I think it was Instant Rewards. And that's horrible marketing, by the way. You don't pitch people on their live, cause for me, that'll get you blocked. But that's just me. I'll straight up block you if you picture me on my live. Not disrespectful, B. You just spraying niggas and shit. Anyway, like I said, it's a job is not for everybody, man. Because a job didn't do nothing for me. A job never put enough money in my pocket. A job never secured me. It wasn't even about the emotion. It was about the happiness. I couldn't find a gig, quote unquote, that was making me money. I'd rather a gig, to be honest with you. I'd rather be, what's crazy? As I was thinking about it, when I was in my parents' house and I couldn't find money, I was delivering food at night. You feel what I'm saying? And what I could have did was I was thinking more creative then. was made a sale online and got me a cheap bike, and start delivering on my bike with cheap food or whatever, right? So one of the reasons why I say a job is not for everybody is because, again, I was always stuck in Schitt's Creek with a job. I was never making enough with a job. And like I said, yesterday, I made somebody's paycheck, bro. You know? And it's completely... He about to get blocked now. It's completely fascinating how my father, being wrong, pushed me on a position where, oh, I have to get a job and I have to work this and I have to work that. And that's not everybody's position. You know what I'm saying? That's not everybody's dealing. So it's super fascinating. And him being an entrepreneur, that's why I knew he didn't want me to succeed. Because it was fascinating how he wouldn't fund it, but he would tell me to go the opposite direction. And what's crazy is around the same age, we both got the same advice of we got similar advice in the entrepreneurship journey of saying, I'll never forget when I went to the job fair. This is how you know. This is how you know the universe talking. You know what I'm saying? Let me tell you how. I was at a job fair. Let me say it again. I was at a job fair. And this young lady, who does Pride America, said to me, which requires investment, said to me, yo, why are you working a job? Why are you trying to get a job if you know you're an entrepreneur? Black woman. Love them to death. Love them to life, excuse me. And I had to really sit with myself. And that was when I really made a solid decision to myself. I'm not going back to get a job. I'm not going to no more job fairs. She actually did that for me. Well, that's deep, bro. Woo! That's fucking deep, bro. Wow, I caught that. Wow. Wow. Yeah, because black women have been a huge supporter in my life recently. And I just clicked to me. It was a black woman who solidified my decision in being an entrepreneur. Because I was doing what my parents told me, and she said, why are you... And I decided that I'm no longer going to a job fair, and I didn't. And if I did, I lied to my parents and said I'm going, but I went to go work my business. And, as a young entrepreneur, I say to myself, yo, what do you do when you're 24 years old, you can't find no income? Do you punish yourself and say you're nothing because you couldn't find a job, such as a black man, where the statistics of not getting a job is higher for us than anybody else? Or do you create your own income? You create your own legacy. And because I have this device we call the internet, I had the ability to do that. And I got to take it way more seriously because I'm not in a position to get a job. I'm not in a position to go back to employee. I got to step up to business owner and investor. I wasn't in that position. And there are probably plenty of people like me where it's like, yo, it's either create my own income or I don't eat. Let me say it again. I don't have much of a choice. Right now, at 24 years old, if I were to go back and get a job, how am I paying for train fare? My business. How am I paying for finding the hustle alone? Because I'll never forget. I think it was my ex. I think it was somebody told me once. You gotta hustle to find a hustle, and that's fascinating. You gotta hustle to find a hustle. So for me, that makes no sense. So why can I find a hustle that's gonna make me money to live off of, right? So I encourage you. If you know we live in the digital age, if you know a job is not for you and you have a cell phone, every cell phone I ever paid for was on my own. You know? Um, so, or as long as I can remember, like I think my dad paid for a cell phone in the beginning of our journey when he first introduced us. But once he introduced me to Metro PCS and I said I'm paying for my own bill, that's what I did. You know, I paid for my own bill. My brother's pay was letting him pay for the bill, right, for a bit. And I couldn't have that because I didn't want him controlling me, telling me when my phone could be cut off and all that other shit. He could tell me, oh, I'm running up the bill and all that. I didn't want to hear none of that shit. So I said, I'm going to get me a plan and I'm going to get my shit up, right? And, you know, I was always super independent. And that's so dear. That's so crazy. A black woman solidified my position in being an entrepreneur. Woo! Wow. That's deep. But anyway, like I said, you know, I encourage you to really, really, really build your own shit. Especially in a time and day where you're looking at social media. Yo, I realize, all the motivation in the world, I gotta stop that shit. Because, I can't go back, bro. I don't got a degree. I don't, those are my top core reasons that will never really change, right? That won't change for the next couple years. I don't got a degree. I don't got a trade besides marketing. I don't got none of that. I'm not gonna go develop. I'm not gonna go hustle to go find a hustle. I'm not gonna do that, and I'm just not gonna do that. You know, I'm not gonna go around the world to go find a hustle that's gonna pay me to come back here. That shit to me don't make no motherfucking sense. You heard? And I implore you to step into your power. I implore you to dominate whatever you got going on entrepreneurship by, but a job is not for everybody. A job is not for everybody. Because I can never find a job that didn't get me past $500 every 2 weeks. And when it stopped, it fluctuated very quickly. So not only do I, so when a lady said on a video, yo, when a lady said, yo, employee, and in principle, this is correct. In principle, this is correct. That being a great employee will make you a great self-employed person, right? But for me, that's not the case. Employment didn't make me a better entrepreneur. Like I finally found out today why what the hell is this shit called? Why I'm so addicted to personal development is because I have to develop myself as an entrepreneur because I don't have an outside force that's going to develop me, like a job. Like, in other words, I don't have that. Well, I'm going to work these crucial hours. Like she was talking about, yo, you like, in other words, she said, yo, as an entrepreneur, you know, as an employee, you're gonna develop discipline and commitment. And I said, I never really developed that as a employee. Well, I never tried, at least. And for me, the discipline didn't come from, again, being an employee. It did not come that way. It came from being an entrepreneur. That's the top way I developed my shit. You know what I'm saying? Um, that's the top way I developed my shit. So I can't tell you, oh, a job is what pushed me to be a stronger entrepreneur. No, that's not the truth for me. For me. Um, for me. And you know, you know, hardship made me a better entrepreneur. Not really employment. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not. The principle is right. The better you are as an employee, the better you are as an entrepreneur. If that, because you develop the discipline, getting there on time. You just have to transfer the skills, right? But that was not my case. That was not my case. That was, you know, that was not my case. That was most people's case. And but even my dad tried to say that, oh, if we could develop entrepreneurship as an employee, it makes you a better entrepreneur. And that was not my case. Or at least I chose it not to be. Because it again, when I left the comfort, I'm paying by card. When I left the comfort of my parents' house, all of that shit went out the window. Um, so, 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 so for me, I couldn't force myself to be like, oh, I'm gonna be this rock star employee. It literally never worked out for me. It always failed. Yo, and you can't just add that. So when I tried that, it failed. It always failed for me. Always. It always failed. Failed for me. It never worked out. And I can't tell you that advice works for me because it didn't. It didn't. That advice never worked for me. Can I get a bag? That advice never worked for me. Right there, straight down. No, right there. Straight. Right there. And, how much is this? 269. I got my card. So, for me, one of the reasons why I'm going to really increase my discipline is because I look back at my life and I say, I don't got other choices. You feel me? Like, it's literally backwards if I dare say I'm going to get a job. This shit has to work. Or else. Or, like, my life is if I don't succeed, I will die. If I don't succeed, I will die. And, that's the weirdest part about it for me. And I've never faced a challenge that made me develop, and that's why I accept today, as I walk home, that I gotta develop my inside, because if I don't succeed, I will die. I won't have the necessary funds to feed myself and to win and et cetera, et cetera. And I can't do that. You feel me? Because I used to be here, you know. So yo, 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 yo. I don't know. Probably, yeah. But yeah, but yeah. I used to be there on the street, sleeping, homeless, and and by the Most High and the ancestors' grace and mercy, I'm not there. So I implore you, this last sentence, I implore you to know who you are. That is super important to win it. Know who the fuck you are.